Yuuji, a young boy, faces challenges in his early years because he doesn't realize his true strengths. Even though he's naturally kind, he struggles to interact with others and gets bullied. His parents also criticize him, thinking he lacks talent. This feeling is stronger because his sister, Kazuki, is seen as extremely talented and successful in many things. Yuuji tries to keep his distance from Kazuki because he feels overshadowed by her success. However, Kazuki cares about him and spends time teaching him useful skills and supporting his art. Even though Yuuji knows he's not as good as Kazuki, he appreciates when people recognize his efforts. Things get worse in their family when their dad, Ryuji, reacts badly to Yuuji's art, thinking it brings shame to their family. This makes Yuuji feel even more inadequate and lonely at home. During this hard time, Yuuji meets Kirihara, who shows him a small act of kindness by giving him chocolate. While Kazuki's talents bring in money for the family, Yuuji feels ignored by his parents, who only praise Kazuki and don't notice his struggles. Left alone at home with little to eat, Yuuji feels even more isolated and miserable. Even though Kazuki tries to help, their parents don't care about Yuuji's problems, causing more tension in the family. When Yuuji tries to make friends outside the family, Kazuki gets jealous and causes problems, making his relationships even harder. Yuuji feels worthless and afraid of being rejected as he struggles to find his place in a world that seems to ignore him. Yuuji looked up to his sister, Kazuki, like she was a very important person in his life, almost like a god. Even though he was a bit scared of her authority, he found comfort in her constant support. Sadly, Kazuki died suddenly in an accident, which caused chaos in their family. After Kazuki's death, their dad started drinking a lot and being abusive to Yuuji and his mom. Yuuji felt helpless watching his mom suffer, hiding as his dad got more violent. Finally, they couldn't take it anymore and ran away to escape the abuse. Starting over, Yuuji's mom worked hard to take care of them both, and their bond grew stronger because of what they went through. Without Yuuji's dad around, things were a bit better without the constant fear. Their peace was shattered when Yuuji's dad came back and started causing trouble again. Forced to face him, Yuuji got into a fight to protect his mom, like he had to make a tough choice just like his sister once did. In the heat of the moment, Yuuji fought back against his dad, trying to defend his mom. When things got too intense, his mom told him to run away, sacrificing herself to give him time to escape. Alone and lost, Yuuji's world fell apart when he came back and found out his mom had died because of what happened. He felt guilty and broken, haunted by his sister's memory and his dad's cruelty. Saved from despair by someone from his past, Yuuji started a new life, hiding his identity and facing dangerous situations. Even though he tried to stay strong, Yuuji struggled with everything he went through. Facing danger and his own inner demons, he fought back against someone who attacked him, unleashing years of pain and sadness. As his attacker fell, Yuuji stood at a turning point, tied to his past but ready for whatever came next. Impressed by Yuuji's skills, Kirihara saw potential in him and offered to train him as a way to repay a debt. Yuuji agreed and went through tough training at Kirihara's camp, where he showed great shooting skills. Even though Yuuji was good, some of the other campers didn't like him, especially because Oslo seemed to favor him. Despite facing their hostility, Yuuji found comfort in the kindness of another camper named Marlin, who helped him when he was hurt and shared her things with him. But their friendship was tested during their final exam, where they had to fight each other. Yuuji won, but it brought back bad memories of his dad's violence. Yuuji lost control and Marlin hurt him badly, both physically and emotionally. As she apologized before she died, Yuuji felt weak and powerless. After Marlin's death, Yuuji was sent on secret missions to kill people efficiently. This caught the attention of the CIRS, who tried to find out more about him but couldn't. During a mission at Oslo's place, Yuuji was discovered by Asako, a member of the CIRS. She helped him escape and gave him a safe place to stay in the woods. Yuuji spent his days feeling empty, thinking about bad memories. When he first met Asako, he was hurt and she helped him get better with the help of her friend JB. They gave him food and comfort while he dealt with his past. As Yuuji spent time with Asako and her dog John, he started to feel better. With Asako's help, he started to remember who he was and learn new skills like shooting. When Asako told Yuuji she worked for the CIRS, he realized he was getting involved in dangerous stuff. But he learned how to shoot better and got a gun as a reward. On a hunting trip, Yuuji faced his past again and had to fight a bear that killed his dog John. Fueled by grief and anger, he chased the bear to get revenge. Remembering his past pain, he fought hard and finally killed the bear, showing his strength and determination to overcome tough situations. As Yuuji faced the bear, he hesitated when he saw its cubs, realizing that his dog John was meant to be their prey. Feeling powerless and sad, he struggled with the unfairness of it all. Coming back home with John's collar as a reminder, Yuuji found comfort in Asako's hug. She reassured him that his value wasn't just about being tough but also about being kind and understanding. Deciding to be brave, Yuuji wanted to be like Asako and protect people instead of hurting them. He promised to use his strength wisely, only to help those who needed it. With Asako's help, Yuuji learned more about himself and made friends who supported him. In America, he went to a naval training school where he became friends with Danny and impressed his bosses with his shooting skills. Even though he was good at it, Yuuji struggled with the idea of hurting others and had to face tough decisions in war. Through it all, Yuuji realized he had to keep going, knowing that what he did could make a big difference. In the middle of a battle, Yuuji had to make a tough choice. Thinking about his friends fighting beside him, he realized he had to act. He saw the enemy as just bad guys, not humans. Feeling the pressure, Yuuji decided to protect his friends by fighting back. It was hard to see his friends hurt, but he knew he had to do something. After that night, he promised to fight anyone who threatened his loved ones. Over 2 months, Yuuji got used to fighting and got better at it. He fought with his friends until their mission ended. When he came back home, Asako hugged him, and he felt happy to be alive for the first time. Even though he wasn't sure about the future, he promised to be there for her. During his last training, Yuuji saved Chizuru in Vancouver, but it was also the last time he saw Danny's smile. When he got back to Japan, he found out Asako was badly hurt. JB told him she might not make it because she was shot with a high-caliber rifle. Seeing Asako in bed, Yuuji held her hand and asked if she was going to die. She nodded, and he couldn't help but cry. But even in her pain, she smiled and told him not to cry easily. Yuuji looked at Asako, tears falling down his face as he told her how hard it was for him to keep going without her. She was the reason he felt like life had a purpose, and knowing she was going to leave hurt him deeply. He couldn't bear losing someone he cared about again, especially when he couldn't do anything to stop it. Thinking about life without her made Yuuji even more upset. When JB said Asako didn't have much time left, Yuuji felt even worse. He stayed with her, listening to her talk about the stars until she got tired and asked if she could sleep. Closing his eyes, Yuuji let her go, wishing her good dreams. And in that moment, she passed away, never to wake up again.